Oh, here's one. Oh yeah, that's actually maybe the biggest one I've caught so far today. That's a jumbo creek chub right there. Look at that, guys. That's actually that's pretty big. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today I'm going to be doing some small creek fishing with a new bait I've never used before. I'm going to be fishing with the Z-man Micro TRD. You guys have probably fished with the full-size TRDs. This one is 1 inch smaller than that one, and it's meant more for small fish, you know, panfish and stuff. So that's what I'm going to be targeting today. I'm fishing in a tiny little creek. I've never fished it before, and most of the water looks really shallow, but there's one spot that looks promising. It looks like it might have some deeper water. So I'm really curious to test this bait out and see if I can pull any fish out of there. And so once I get down to the water, I'll show you what the bait looks like, the color and the jig size and all of that. Today I'm going to be doing some small creek fishing, or tiny creek fishing you could say. This is a really small creek. You can see it's a lot smaller than the places I usually fish. And I'm just really curious to see what's living in here and what I can catch. You can see you got this drain pipe coming out of the road there, and there's a nice drop off right in front of that pipe. So if there's going to be fish in this little creek, there's a much higher chance that they're going to be living in there. So I'm going to start here and then work my way downstream and explore some other spots along this creek and see if I can catch anything. But I figured this would be a really good place to start fishing with this little guy. That's the Z-man Micro TRD. So that's actually, I believe, 1 3/4, and the full-size TRD that you guys have probably already fished with is the 2 3/4. So this one is 1 inch smaller, and it's geared more towards like panfish and smaller fish. So I figured this would be a really good bait to use in a little tiny creek like this, and I'm excited to try it out. I've actually never used the Micro TRD. I'm using a 1/30 ounce Z-man Ned rig jig, and you know, I'm using actually my regular full-size 7-foot rod. This is really more geared towards like ultralight setups, but I didn't have anything ready to go, so I just grabbed my regular rod, and I don't have to cast really far, so this should work fine. And I think there's enough weight to where I can toss it out there without any issues. There's definitely a nice drop off in the spot right here. But we'll see if I can hook in anything. Oh, yeah, I sure did. On the first cast, right, immediately it hit the water. Immediately. And I have what it looks like a creek chub. So we got the first catch of the day in this tiny creek on the Micro TRD. That's a creek chub. We'll see, maybe you know, we can hook into a big bluegill or a big sunfish, or you know, maybe some jumbo creek chubs or something. The bigger ones are fun to catch. We'll let them go. But this was literally in the water for like 2 seconds, and a fish already grabbed it. And even fishing this, you know, casting it out there without an ultralight setup, it's fine. I'm just using 6-pound test. And there's enough weight on this 1/30 ounce jig where I can still throw it out there. I was a little worried. I thought maybe I'd have issues with casting it because it is really light, but so far it's fine. You can see I'm able to throw it out there without any issues. Whoa. Got another one on the second cast. Looks like another creek chub. It's catch number 2 on the Z-man Micro TRD. Go ahead and let him go. Little creek chub. I think it's possible there'd be a largemouth or a smallmouth in here too, because I don't know how deep it is in the center of that, but it's got enough depth for a bass to be living in there, at least a small one, you would think. And I like this 1/30th ounce jig too. It sinks really slow, and it doesn't go right to the bottom immediately. It's going to be probably less likely to get hung up on stuff right away. Throw it right in front of that bush. Whoa, that was like right away. Looks like another creek chub. So a little creek chub. Go ahead and let him go. So go ahead, we'll cast it over there. Oh, got another chub. That might be bigger than the other one. So this bait is definitely catching smaller fish, and this is so much easier than messing around with worms. Just really nice not having to constantly replace your worms. I have a video I did, it was actually the first video I ever did on this channel. It was a chub fishing video, fishing for creek chubs. I'll put a link in the description below if you guys want to check that out, but that video is all for fishing chubs, and I was fishing with worms. I caught a lot of chubs. I actually caught quite a few jumbo creek chubs in that video, in a completely different spot. Is actually in a wider creek than this one. This one's really small. So I'm hoping to hook into maybe a largemouth or a sunfish or something instead of creek chubs, but still happy with the creek chubs though. So I'm going to cast again. Whoa, something nibbled at it. Oh, I got something on there. It's another chub, and that's actually maybe the biggest one of the day so far. I'm not sure. That is a nice sized creek chub there. We'll go ahead and let him go. Yeah, they're aggressive little fish, the creek chubs. I mean, the bait was only in the water for a couple seconds and he was already on my hook. But it's really nice not having to mess around with worms. That's the problem when you use worms, is you just go through all your worms so quickly, because if the fish just clean off your hook or tear off pieces of it right away. Another creek chub. So actually I could have used this in my creek chub fishing video I did, the first video I did on my channel. I could have used this instead of worms. So usually when I fish these Ned rig jigs with my Hellgrammite, I usually use 1/15 ounce or the 1/10 ounce when I do creek fishing with that other bait. And then usually, this is the first time I've ever used a 1/30th ounce Ned rig jig. I definitely like how it sinks a lot slower than what I'm used to, and I think that helps with the fishing. Yeah, I got another one. The fish like to grab the bait on the fall. Another creek chub. I think it's pretty safe to say that this spot here is just full of creek chubs. But I'm hopeful that we can hook into a sunfish or something else. maybe a bullhead. So we'll go ahead and throw it over there. Whoa, oh, I got something. Something grabbed it, then didn't have a hook set. Go right back over there. Whoa, right away. It's definitely fun using different baits I've never used before. I was really curious about this Micro TRD. You know, I was really wondering if, you know, will it catch bluegills? What will I catch on this? The regular TRDs are awesome for bass. I've caught smallmouth. I've taken them creek fishing. If you've never used the Z-man TRD baits before, they're cool because they're buoyant. So when you use them with these shrooms jigs, these Ned rig jigs, the way the bait works in the water, when it sinks to the bottom, they stick up from the bottom like that because they're buoyant. And you know, it just has really awesome action. I mean, it looks like a little worm or a leech or something, and it just drives fish crazy. And that's why you get so many bites on them, you know, it's because of that floating action that you get with the tip. It kind of moves, especially I think when there's a little bit of current, that kind of increases the action of it a little bit. I'm going to cast right in front of that bush again, right over there. Oh, I got one. Is it another chub? Looks like it. There's actually some decent sized chubs in here. So I say you'd be surprised what's living in these tiny little creeks. These creek chubs are definitely slimy. I had someone else point that out, and it's true. They definitely are more slimy than other fish. Definitely a lot more slimy than bass and bluegills, that's for sure. Oh. It's another chub. Well, one thing is for sure, these work great for creek chubs. If you're just going after creek chubs, I would skip the worms and buy a pack of these. Save yourself the hassle of having to constantly replace your worms. Let's see if we can hook into something different. Whoa, something grabbed it right away. Those fish are so aggressive. That's the thing with these chubs is, you know, you try to catch something different, and I don't think the fish have, any other types of fish has a chance to grab it because the chubs grab it before the bluegills do. I think that's kind of what the problem is. So I'm going to cast over there again. Oh, well, I got something. This one's definitely aggressive. These are some jumbo chubs. Look at that one. That's actually a pretty big chub. That's one, you know, if you were going to eat them or something, this would be a good one to take home to eat. That was a nice sized chub. That's a decent sized one there. Go ahead and let him go. It's like there's a layer of chubs I cannot get past to catch anything else. Throw it over there. It's another chub. Oh, look at that one. These are definitely some jumbo chubs. Hey, why not? They're fun to catch. One of these days I'm going to try eating these. I saw a video where a guy was doing a catch and cook with them, and he said they were surprisingly good. The meat was I think people just assume that creek chubs are like garbage fish, but I'm definitely curious to see for myself, you know, how it tastes. And it's a beautiful day to be in the water. It's the low 70s right now. It's not hot at all. There's no humidity. It's just absolutely perfect conditions. Oh, here's one. Oh, looks like another chub. Putting up a nice little fight though. Oh yeah, that's actually maybe the biggest one I've caught so far today. That's a jumbo creek chub right there. Look at that, guys. That's actually that's pretty big. He fell right off. I didn't even have to take him off the hook. That might have been the biggest chub I've caught out of here so far today. That was definitely a jumbo. Whoa. Got another one. That's probably the smallest one so far. Just a little guy. Baby creek chub. And they make these weird noises sometimes, sort of like a croaking noise. You know, I mean, there's got to be like probably 100 creek chubs in this little tiny spot here. I mean, I bet if you drain this water, there'd just be like probably a couple hundred of them here. And there's so many creek chubs. I'm gonna try right in the middle. Actually, what I should do is ooh. It's another chub. So far, still no sunfish or bluegills. It's right about there. Oh yeah, I just had to tap something, just tapped it. Nope, I got something. Surprise, surprise. It's another chub. Well, the Z-man Micro TRD definitely does catch creek chubs, that's for sure. I have no doubt this will catch bluegills, crappie. This is probably really awesome for crappie. I would imagine if you use it in a place that has enough crappie and bluegills and sunfish and stuff, you probably catch all sorts of panfish with this. Another little chub. Oh, I got something. Really flopping around there. Relax. All right, so I've been walking downstream quite a ways and finally found a spot that looks like might hold some fish. You know, water looks a little bit deeper there. You can see here the water's like ankle deep, and that's pretty much how it's been ever since I left that drain pipe area where I caught all those chubs. So I'm just going to continue to explore further downstream. I'll take some casts here and then go even further downstream and see if I can find some. Maybe the creek gets a little wider, maybe there'll be some more holes and be some more fish. But this area right here looks interesting. You can see the water, you know, it's coming along here, and then there's a nice drop off right at this point. So I'm gonna take some casts here and see what happens. Whoa, whoa. And it's another creek chub. This is the day of the creek chubs here. There he is. Oh. Nice. Oh, it was a chub and he got off. That's okay. That's okay. I've caught plenty of those today. They just cannot resist this little mini TRD. Okay. And it's another chub. Go ahead and let him go. Well, that's going to do it for today's video, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun exploring that little creek. I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to catch, and it was also fun to test out the Micro TRD. As you saw in the video, it works really well for creek chubs, so I would say if you're looking for an artificial bait for creek chubs, you can't go wrong with the Micro TRD. I would definitely grab a pack instead of using worms. I was hoping to hook into, you know, maybe a bluegill or something other than a chub, but it was still a lot of fun, and some of those chubs I caught were decent size. They were still fun to catch. And I actually did explore downstream too. I caught those 2 chubs towards the end, and then beyond that point, the water was just way too shallow, and there was just way too many log jams and stuff in the water. It was really hard to walk, so I turned around and headed back. So if you guys enjoyed the video, drop me a like and subscribe. And if you want to pick up a pack of the Micro TRDs, I'll put a link below to everything I was using. And I'll also link off to some of my other videos too. I have other creek fishing videos. Actually, I have a chub fishing video where I went fishing for chubs with worms. So I'll link off to that if you want to take a look. And as well as some other videos, smallmouth fishing and stuff like that. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.